Hi all, Guy Ramon here with the World Builders Journal, Episode 7. This will cover questions 31 through 35. Let's begin. You and your adventuring party must conduct a heist. What skills do you bring to the table, and what role are you most likely to play? Are you the mastermind, the thief, the brute force, or the distraction? This is an excellent question. And the reason why this is an excellent question is that the GM should build the challenge for the players involved. Make the players the star. Because let's say if you don't have a thief in the party, you just have the guy that comes up with the plan, the mastermind, the brute, and the distraction. The NPC could be the thief, and he's all like, okay, just give me a minute, hold off the guards, and then the brute's like, okay, and then the mastermind's like laying out traps and stuff, and the distraction is kind of involved somehow. Or do what you need to do to make sure that the player characters are the center of attention. Question 31 is great. And this applies to more than just heists as well. Like, what are the roles? What are the skills you're going to need to succeed and make sure that the player characters are the focus? You can have an NPC tag along to fill in the unexpected roles. Okay, question 32. Are there enemies you seek who have wronged you or those you love? Write a list of their names and the misdeeds for which they must pay. Once again, somewhere between session 0 and session 2, talk to the players individually and have them come up with probably 2 NPCs that they have a grudge with, especially if you want to intertwine it with them later. Like, maybe give a hint in the first or second episode session, sorry, I keep on calling them episodes, that something looks wrong here or familiar from your past. Keep this in mind, and then that way the player can tell you about it later. Okay, question 33. What is your main villain's backstory? What motivates them to wreak havoc upon your character or your character's adventuring party? Do they have their own moral code? What are their personality traits, ideals, bonds, and flaws? Yeah, definitely. If you have a main villain, make them an actual character. Build them up. What sort of resources are they going to use? And the best way to do that is to create a character utilizing the same guidelines and rules and have them interact with the background of what your player characters are doing. 33 is a great starting point for why the villain is connected to as many of the player characters as possible. Once again, Naraku from Inuyasha is a great example of this. Yeah. All right. Question 34. Describe the strangest creature that you faced in your adventures. What were your first impressions of it? How did your encounter with that creature affect your character and their journey? So, when you're trying to create a new creature, this question is relevant. It's the strangest creature you faced in your adventures. A book a series of books I would recommend looking at are the Numenera Bestiaries. There's all sorts of strange ninth world creatures. Also, Keyforge Secrets of the Crucible for the Genesis system is another great resource for strange creatures. I highly recommend Numenera and Keyforge for the strangest creature because you want weird to be a thing. Those will make it weird. All right. Question 35. Your enemies have backed you against the edge of a cliff. Far below you is the treacherous torrent of water. What happens next? Final Fantasy VIII. When Laguna, Kiros, and Ward are in this situation after the mining caves, I think that's what happens here, but like obviously the water is the safer bet between that and just a sheer drop off into nothingness. So definitely keep that in mind. It might be good to force the characters into some sort of situation like this. That way there is a plan of escape or something. All right, Cameron out. See you next time.